Welcome back. Now let's proceed. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, disruptive technologies have been on the horizon, and these trends have been driving the need for digital transformation as they enable businesses to deliver superior, more connected, seamless and positive customer and employee experiences. The advancement of digital technologies has put pressure on Kenyan enterprises to align themselves with emerging electronic trends. Now, to help us understand more on this topic, we are joined by William Kamore, who is LG Kenya's content manager, to deliberate more on this. Well, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, maybe you begin by telling us
Yes.
what new trends have emerged since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in terms of uptake of electronics.
In electronics. Okay. You see, since I think from last year, when the pandemic hit, there was actually a global shift in terms of how people are purchasing power of people, how they spend on what they spend on electronics, and also not forgetting even, we usually think of most of our normal consumers like our parents and stuff, but there has also been an uptick, especially in millennials, on the uptick of electronics. So things like augmented reality or virtual reality that most people hadn't heard of are becoming a thing now that most people are inquiring of, especially in how electronics appliances or home appliances or entertainment, they can be able to take you to another level, or how it can improve your lifestyle.
Yeah, when you talk about maybe consumer electronics on demand, maybe which electronics have experienced quite an upside in demand? Maybe you pinpoint that first.
Yes, so in demand, mostly we've experienced a lot of smart products, or like higher level products, let's say from like TVs or washing machines. Gone are the times that most people are looking for just basic electronics, like I want a TV, I want a fridge, I want a washing machine. Nowadays, consumers, they even tell you something more. They tell you, I want a TV which does this and this, I want a fridge that can be able to do this, or a washing machine that can do this. So it shows that most people have become more knowledgeable in terms of the electronics they want, the technology behind it, and also how best it can be useful to you as the end user.
So does the change in demand point maybe to a growing middle class, or maybe what's your opinion on this?
Well, on my opinion, let me just say my personal opinion. You find that it would be hard, but what you can say is there has been a shift in, let's say, the class levels, like let's say lower class all the way to like about mid, and then also an upsurge in like high-end level consumers, or most people looking for premium products. So there has been an increase, especially in the premium field, or what we call high class individuals, which there are not that many in Kenya, but the middle class is starting to move a notch higher a bit.
Well, when we take a look at the TV market segment, maybe what has been the evolution?
Oh wow! Well, so TV is one of the things that has moved on quite a bit in this day and age, because I'm sure you can agree that growing up, when we had our normal like CRT TVs, or you call them CRT, or the ones that had the big stomach, most people used to say, but now we have moved on to much more advanced screens or advanced displays. Like LG is known to be having the first OLED display, and these TVs are doing very good in the Kenyan market and also globally. And like I said, this new studios you have in KBC, and I've seen the TVs you guys have. I'm sure you can attest that also the TVs has grown. So TVs has evolved much, with now most people uptaking now more advanced technology.
As we still take a look at TV matches, how is the TV screen size and clarity influencing consumer choices?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I told you, like nowadays consumers, when they're going to buy something like for a TV, So someone will not just say, I want a TV. Like now, most people are concerned about the size. So one will be yes, I'm looking for a bigger size. Like I want a 55-inch. I had a 32-inch. I had like a 43-inch. So what inches or what screen size do you have? And again, you find consumers have more information nowadays at their fingertips. On mobile, they can be able to regress or tell you much more on the resolution they want. So they will tell you, I want a TV that has this and this technology behind it, and so and so. So that has led to brands having to improve to be able to catch up with these new consumers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you talked about washing machines earlier. Maybe you've seen that in the country there have been the sprouting of laundromats in various areas in urban centers. How has this impacted your department in washing machines?
In washing machines. Yeah. In terms of most of the time or years before, you are able not to get most consumers aware of washing machines. So what used to happen is, and also last year, you see, after the pandemic, most people shifted in, let's say, having someone else to do your laundry. So we had an increase in laundromats, which also it's actually a very nice investment scheme to talk about. And I'm sure you'll invite me next time to maybe talk about laundromats. But it has given people, has made people much more aware that you can have a washing machine to try and help you in your laundry, but still also looking up at the laundromat business.
As we wind up, maybe you tell us, in your own view, what is likely to impact the chip shortage on innovation and the prices of electronics?
Yes, actually, on that matters, you find that sometime this year, from mid this year, we've had a global shortage in terms of the chips being used in most electronics, and it has affected major brands or all brands when it comes to the products that they are producing. So that means if it's not well regulated, but what I can say is that LG is able to check on its timelines and also check on the consumer purchase journey to ensure that this shortage does not impact at the end user, because you find what happens at the end is, now if there is a shortage, it will mean now prices might increase for the other products that may be coming in. So it's a high time also we be able to try and see how we can balance this situation, because it does happen sometimes globally. Yeah.
Maybe you tell us, how is the future looking in terms of electronics from what you haven't been able to witness so far?
Yes. So in terms of the future, what we're looking forward into is, I told you, a lot of businesses will try and integrate on how best they can be able to give electronics products, and also other kinds of businesses or other ventures that can be able to line up with the growing consumers and also keep up with the millennials, because they are impacting much, and that also most people nowadays have information. So for consumers, I would say it's up to them to take due diligence on the kind of electronics that they do purchase.
Do you have any other final remarks as you wind up?
What I can say is, I'll just say to the end users and consumers is that ensure when you are purchasing a product, one thing is just ensure that it is genuine, that you can be able to get authorized service dealers or service centers close to you, and get much information as possible before you invest in any electronic appliance you might be looking into it.
Well, thank you so much. Well, there you have it. As we wind up our interview segment, that was William Kamore, who is the content manager at LG Kenya. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your presence.